What's up, YouTube? I'm Rob Anderson, owner and creator of this channel, Audiobook Masters. This channel is about making passive income, publishing audiobooks, self-publishing audiobooks on Audible and Amazon. And currently I make over 10 grand in profit a month doing this myself. So if you're new here, be sure to check out my other videos. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. Let me know what you think of this video. What kind of videos do you want? So if you've been on my channel for any length of time, you've probably seen that this is a cool opportunity that's new and different and a lot of potential. But you may have been wondering, well, what the heck is audiobook publishing? Well, that's the last mini episode that I created. What is it? How does it work? Explaining it. You know, am I creating my own books? Am I doing a lot of writing? Am I doing a lot of narrating? Am I turning popular books into, stuff like, am I turning popular books into audiobooks? What am I doing? And so that's what the last episode 1 of the mini course talks about. So this is episode 2. And in this one, I want to talk about how to come up with a good audiobook idea. How do you do product research or keyword research, as it were? How do you come up with these money-making audiobook ideas? So it's not just enough to know how it works. How do you come up with the ideas? So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Again, I created a brief, short slideshow training. So let's go ahead and get into that. So how to find ideas for audiobooks that will sell well. So that's what I'm going to overview now and give you some options and tell you how you can find good audiobook ideas. It's not just enough to know, that this works or, what it is, but you have to kind of know a little bit about how to do it and how to find those ideas for good potential audiobooks. So step 1 is to basically use your tools. So for, this is considered product research, keyword research, idea generation. How do you find good ideas for audiobooks? So you can use various tools and softwares. Now these are some of my favorites. This is by no means an exhaustive list. So let's check out these one by one. So one option you have is Merchant Words. And Merchant Words is about $30 a month. And it's a really awesome tool that helps you see various keyword searches throughout the internet, based on data they have collected and such from sites like Amazon and Walmart. And so that is a really good starting spot. You can see, how many times a certain keyword is searched each time per month. A keyword like paleo diet. You can find out that, that's searched 5,000 times a month. That might be a good opportunity for a book. So that is one of my favorite tools that you can use to go and find good keyword ideas for new audiobooks. Now, another tool I really like is Viral Launch and their product discovery tool. Now, this tool is primarily created for Amazon sellers who sell physical products, but it can really work well for self-publishers. And what it does is it combs through all of Amazon, and so you can use it and just select the Kindle category on Amazon. And you can use certain settings on there to say, I only want to find Kindle books that sell 50 copies a month that only have a maximum of 40 reviews. And it'll kick you back all those results on Amazon. So it really expedites your research. Now, it only has the Kindle category. It doesn't have the audiobook category of Amazon, but it starts that idea generation. You can start seeing audiobooks that are selling well and such. So, you can start to see Kindle books that are selling well that will probably likely lend themselves to being an audiobook that sell well. So that's a really good tool that I use myself and recommend. Another one similar to it is Jungle Scout. It works similarly. So you can use those to start getting your idea generation. Another tool that I really like is YASIV. And I actually made a whole video about how to use this tool because it's so powerful and my favorite. I'll put a link to the bio I titled it something like #1 way to make $100 per day Kindle keyword research. And that is how to use this tool, YASIV. It's a secret tool in the sense that not very many people know about it or have I heard talk about it. And so that is really cool. It's a very visual tool for mind mapping. It mind maps audiobook ideas. You can see audiobook ideas as far as if somebody bought this idea, it'll link up with other ideas. So be sure to check out my other video about how to use this tool step by step. And then my other favorite powerful way to find ideas for audiobooks is just browsing Audible and Amazon. Amazon now has a category for the top 100 best-selling audiobooks, so you can just browse through that. And of course, Audible. You can type in any keyword. You can type in something like paleo diet, and you can set the filter to best-selling. So you can see, the best-selling books by that. So these are some of my favorite tools to help generate ideas for you. And so once you find a good idea, then the second step of that would be, how do you know if it's really worth pursuing? And that's where we get to step 2. And that's kind of our criteria. So, this isn't exhaustive either, but it kind of gives you some good overview. And the first question I like to ask is, does this idea or genre of book lend itself well to audio? And that's something that is usually something for self-improvement or good for listening in the car. And I've talked about this before, but your typical audiobook customer is usually somebody who's maximizing their time. They're making the most of their commute to work in the car or on their subway. And so they're listening to self-improvement type books, anything business or money or weight loss or psychology or something like that. So does it kind of fall in that category? And is it good for audio? Something that wouldn't be good for audio is a book about how to learn how to program Android apps. That's probably something that has a lot of graphs and formulas and charts, and is really more of a Kindle paperback type of book. It's just not super well suited for audio. So you kind of have to ask yourself that. And then number 2, when I find various book ideas using the other tools I mentioned, is, are there unique selling advantages, compared to the competition that's out there? And some of these that I have as examples are, could I make a longer book? Maybe you notice that there's a really good paleo diet book on Audible and it's an hour. Well, can I make a book that's 3 hours or 5 hours or 10 hours? Or better cover. This is a good one. Can I make a cover that's really, really powerful? That doesn't look like an ebook, or doesn't look like a Kindle cover book that's just been stretched out to fit the audiobook dimensions. That's a really good unique selling point. And then can I have better narration? Maybe the narrator sounds kind of like a robot, or maybe it is actually a robot. Could I make a book like this with a narrator that is really talented, a true voice actor? And then probably one of the best unique selling advantages is, can I just have better content? Maybe the paleo diet books out there are just a lot of fluff, a lot of overview, a lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of, regurgitated internet nonsense. Can I make something that actually answers people fundamental questions about paleo? Can I actually help them lose weight and be healthier by the content in this book? And then, the last thing I like to look for is the competition. And so I know people will ask me, everybody wants hard and fast rules in this area, and I don't like to provide that because it's different for every category of book. But you want to make sure that there's not basically an overabundance of competition. Okay, you don't want something where there's, thousands and thousands of results, all with 400, 500,000 reviews, perfect covers, something like that. You want to make sure that there's an opportunity for you to get in there and sell some books. So that's kind of an overview of how you can find a good idea for an audiobook. You can use these tools that I mentioned. I have a totally awesome video about YASIV. And then, once you find one using these tools, then you know, kind of narrow it down with these criteria that I mentioned here. And that's really it, guys. You know, that's how you can find an awesome, profitable audiobook idea to make passive income. So there you have it, guys. That's episode 2 of my audiobook publishing mini course, how to find good ideas, how to, you know, do the product or keyword research, if you will, to find good selling audiobooks with a lot of potential. So be out there, take action, you know, don't just be an eternal tire kicker, if you will. Get out there and fulfill your dreams and try something. And if you fail, who cares? You learned something and you were an action taker. And if you fail enough times, you'll make it. You know, it's a cliche, but it's true. So thanks for checking out my channel. I'm Rob Anderson. Be sure to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, you know, help me appease the YouTube algorithm gods. That's really helpful. And thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you in the next video.